So I wanted to make sure everyone knew a few of the rules that we have here. In case you're wondering, yes, you can go into the corner, use a foam finger, and share all you want. Hey, vote for my driver. Go to the high side and vote, or go down low and vote. It don't matter to me. Go ahead and vote all you want. Share it as much as you want as well. So no rules on foam fingers with the Iowa's Virtual Dirt Track Classic. So if you're just logging in, thank you very much. We're going to run through it again. Our update that we have, this was taken at about 7:30 tonight, day 4 of 7 for round 1 of our Iowa's Virtual Dirt Track Classic, presented by Bill Colwell Ford. Our main events are going on right now. Round 1, and then we're looking for 12 drivers in each of our divisions to make it to round 2. So how this works, we'll take a look here with our modified class. Modifieds, what we have then is 2 heat races. Top 4 vote getters in each of the heat races will advance, and then the next 4 highest vote getters, regardless which heat they are in, will advance. Right now, Kelly Shryock is leading heat race number 1 and has a comfortable lead right now over Ricky Thornton Jr. and Richie Gustin Jr., who are pretty much side by side. Only 5 votes separated them coming into tonight's update. And then Joel Rust runs in the 4th spot, not far behind, but a little bit of distance to make up, only about 50 votes, but that doesn't take long to make up that. Chris Abelson runs in 5th, just 1 spot out. Corey Drips leads heat race number 2, and he's our fast timer so far, which we're calling basically the driver that gets the most votes. He's leading the way. Vern Jackson sits in 2nd. Ron Lorentzen in 3rd. Dylan Book just edging Mark Schulte at the cutoff tonight for our update at 7:30 tonight by 10 votes. And so that gives Dylan Book the 4th and final transfer spot out of the heat race. So the 4 drivers that aren't in the top 4 that would get the transfer are Mark Schulte, Ricky Steffen, Chris Abelson, and Jesse Dennis. Mike Van Genderen, Tim Ward, Dustin Smith, Chris Zog, and Jacob Murray, not really that far behind. If you take a look at that, there's only 30 votes separating Jesse Dennis and Jacob Murray, so anything can happen over the next 3 days as we round out round number 1. For the late models, again, 2 heat races, top 4 from each heat race will advance, and then the next 4 high vote getters, regardless of which one they are in. Jake Neal leads things. Tyler Bruning, those guys are side by side, separated by only about 20 points, or votes, I should say, between 1st and 2nd. Matt Ryan and Chad Holiday round out the top 4. Jeff Eike right now, our fast timer with the most votes, leading heat race number 2 over the defending champion of our Virtual Dirt Track Classic, the Bill Colwell Ford main event champion, Tyler Drosty. Daryl DeFrance and Justin Kai roll in the 3rd and 4th positions. So Rob Tolan, Joel Callahan, Paul Glendenning, and Tommy Elston right now round out the top 4. Those are going to be the guys that would transfer in. Ryan Dolan and Luke Godert, to be honest with you, really not that far behind Tommy Elston, only about 40 votes or so. So that could change over the next 3 days. Up next, we'll take a look at our stock car class. Stock cars are being led right now in heat race number 1 by our fast timer, the highest vote getter so far when we did the cutoff at 7:30. Still 3 days of voting, so anything can happen. Damon Murdy out front. Nathan Wood, Chad Palmer, and Jeff Mueller have 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And it's a tight battle between Nathan Ballard and Chad Palmer for 2nd and 3rd. Heat race number 2 is Mike Nichols out in front of Devin Smith, followed by Tom Schmidt and Donovan Smith. And David Smith, who's 5th right now, is right there. Those 3 could change by just sharing out and getting about 10, 15 votes. Anything could swap out over these next 3 days. Now, taking a look at the top 4 drivers, not in those transfers, that would get into the main event. David Smith, Todd Inman, John Oliver Jr., and Mitch Hovden. You have Norman Chesmore, Kevin Donlin, Kyle Falk, Lynn Panis, and Jerry Mills. Geez, I'm having trouble tonight. Jerry Miles, all within striking distance of that last transfer spot, only about 30 or 40 votes separating them. Up next, we'll take a look now at the hobby stocks and where they are running after 4 days of battling. Still have 3 to go in round 1. Friday, we're going to start with 12 drivers in each of our divisions for round 2. This is how we're doing it. Transferring from the 2 heat races, the top 4, so that gives us 8, and then the 4 highest vote getters not already in, regardless of what heat they're in. Right now, Ben Girovine, the fastest with the most votes. In heat race number 1, Shannon Anderson, Eric Stanton, and Luke Ramsey sitting in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot. Let's see. Then you have Cody Nielsen leading heat race number 2, Nathan Ballard, Daniel Smith, and Dylan Fitzpatrick. And if you take a look at the votes going on, Luke Ramsey just edging John Watson for that fourth and final transfer as they run now. He did the cutoff at about 7:30 tonight. And Dylan Fitzpatrick has about a 20-vote lead over Matt White. So very tight in the fourth and final transfer spot for those heat races. If we were to draw the close now, Matt White, Jason Cole, Weston Coop, and John Watson all would be the ones advancing in. But Quentin Miller, Corey Madden, Scott Spildy, Dustin Griffiths, and Kyle Voringer all within the hunt, as they are only about 45 votes behind John Watson for that fourth and final transfer position. Last group we'll take a look at now. It'll be our Sport Mod B-Mod class. Clinton Llewellyn right now leads everything and has the fastest time with the most votes. Tony Olson, the defending champion of the event, rolls second in heat race number 1. Jared Van Diest, Jonathan Logue rolls in fourth. And I'll take a look at the points battle here. Let me change my page here, or the vote battle. And Nick Meyer is only about 20 votes out of taking Jonathan Logue from a transfer spot into hoping for one of those last 4 spots. So very tight there for that fourth position. Doug Smith on the top with heat race number 2. Tyler Soppe. Both of those drivers pretty close to each other. Only about a 20-point difference between Doug Smith and Tyler Soppe. So Soppe looking to advance. Doug Smith looking to hold him off. And 3 days of voting. We'll see what happens. Curtis Vanderwall comfortable right now in that third spot. Kyle Anderson in fourth. 1 vote ahead of Nate Chowder for that fourth and final transfer position. 1 vote. And Nate Chowder right now, Chowder leads the top 4 drivers, not in the show with the highest votes. Nick Meyer and Troy Hovey and Mitch Van Engen right now round at the top 4. But again, these top 9 drivers all within striking distance to try to make it either into a top 4, into a transfer from the top 4, or those last 4 spots as well. And then on Thursday, 5 p.m. is when the round 1 voting closes. We'll reveal the top 12 drivers that advance Friday morning, 6 a.m., and the voting will take place. Now, I've had a few drivers say, hey, can I share this out? Absolutely. If you want, you can grab a foam finger and go to the corner and go, hey. Or if you need to, you can use a flashlight and go, hey, go vote. I got your attention over there. I'm not going to consider that a break-in rule. So round 2 will begin on February 3rd. Round 3 will begin February 10th, and then we'll be down to our final 6 drivers, and we'll reveal our winners February 17th. So that'll do things for now. Our Virtual Dirt Track Classic update, round 1, day 4 of 7. Plenty of voting still to come, so make sure you log in and find yourself your favorite driver and votes. And also, feel free to share all you want. I'm Bucky Doran. Thanks for tuning in for Iowa's Virtual Dirt Track Classic, presented by Bill Colwell Ford.